All right, well, welcome to Engineering 153, our Chapter 1 tutorial, Introduction. So let's start out by starting SolidWorks. So right now we're looking at icons, don't find anything here on the screen. We've got two ways. The easiest way is to probably just click on the Start button and then type in SolidWorks. So I'm doing that. And this one with the red box with an S and W. Now yours will say 2014. We're recording this in the summer, so it has 213, but we can click on it here. There's also another option. If you want to get it from the Department Applications folder, you could double click on that. Go to Engineering, Science, and Physics and find SolidWorks. You can see this is a little bit more cumbersome. And it would be this one right here, the 2013. But I would say if you go into any computer on the MCC campus that has SolidWorks, the easiest thing to do is hit the Start button and just do the SolidWorks. Okay, just even if you type in solid, and that'll get us there. So let's go ahead and click on this, and we'll start SolidWorks 213. Now, I would recommend that you have your copy of your SolidWorks 214 book by Randy Shea available while you're going through these tutorials, because we will be referring to things that may be helpful for you to make annotations in your book. But this SolidWorks is a big program, so it's generally going to take at least 30 seconds to load, so you should be patient. And what we're going to do in this tutorial is to just get you familiar with what SolidWorks looks like and the different menus and what's called the command manager and the graphics area. These are all new words for you, but as time goes on, this is going to become second nature for you. All right, so it is started up here, and this is the default start screen. There's a design library on the right, but we're not going to be using that for quite some time. If you click anywhere in this regular area where you see the cursor moving around, I'll left click there. That'll just minimize the design library. So usually we want to get that out of the way. So first thing up is, so let's open up a part. Okay, so up here there's a menu File. Now, you'll notice that this menu right here with File, View, Tools, and Help, which are something I usually like to have visible, goes away unless you go over the SolidWorks icon. So I would say I usually like to hit the pin over here onto the right and just keep that visible for me. I mean, that's just a personal preference. So let's go to File. I had previously had this Jameco motor, which is a motor you're going to use for your car project. So let's open that. So this will give you a little bit better idea of what the SolidWorks interface looks like when you actually have a part up. So we've talked about you notice the menu has gotten a little bit bigger because SolidWorks, as something gets opened, it'll add more tools that are relevant to what you're trying to do. You'll also see up here probably the most useful thing that you're going to be using, and this is this whole big area up in here that I'm moving across, is called the command manager. And that has different sub things in it. Usually you'll be using both the feature and the sketch, those two. The others are used quite a bit less. So features and sketch. And what the good thing about SolidWorks is that it's smart. It knows what you're about to try to do, and it guesses which of these toolbars to show. So right now we're at a feature level, and I will explain later in the course what all that means. So when you open up a part, one of the things you'll have the command manager, and you might do something to make that disappear. So let me just say that okay, notice I made it disappear, and now we have these other things that have showed up someplace. Those are toolbars. I'm just moving them to the side. They may look like this for you. So if you open up things or you do something and the command manager is gone, it's easy to get back. Just go up here into any toolbar area. I'm just going up here in the gray, and you can right click, and the very top thing is command manager. So you'd left click on that, and back comes the command manager. So you might want to practice that a little bit. How did, if the command manager disappears on you, remember right click in any gray area up here and just hit command manager, and then you get it back. Now let's say the command manager, you grabbed it and whoa, it's over there now and you want to get it back. So you just pull it, click, left click, drag it, okay? And then you go to this square right there. Notice how it highlights blue, and you can let go and it's back to where you want it. So just to review that, if the command manager gets pulled away from where you want it, you just left click on it, drag it, come on up to the box here, see the blue highlighting, and then let it go. One of the other things you'll see on the left side, and we'll get into this more as the course progresses, but there's something called a feature manager. And what that is a history of how the part was created. And I'm not going to go into a lot of this, but it has features, which are these top level things, and if I hit a plus sign, usually each feature was based on some kind of sketch. Okay, so the feature manager will have features and the sketches that were needed to create it. And later on we'll see that you can actually go back in time. There's a roll bar here, and I can pull that. Once I get the hand, and I can pull it back and go back in time. Okay, so you can see that was the first thing that was done, and then I can pull it down, and you can see we can recreate the sequential process that we used to create this part. Okay, all right, but we'll get into this a lot more later on. All right, we've talked about the command manager, really important thing. This thing over here is called the task pane. We're not going to be using that for a while, but the design library is sometimes helpful. If you just click on any of these, the menus will appear, and then if you left click anywhere in what's called the graphics area, this white area, it'll just minimize. So remember, it's click once, it shows, click somewhere in the graphics area, it will minimize. Down here in the bottom, it has what's known as a status bar, and it tells you what you're doing. So right now it says I'm editing a part, and that's why you see the features toolbars being active, because at this level I would be adding three-dimensional features. I could, just to show you what that status bar, how it changes to. Let's see if I started a sketch. I hit sketch here and then sketch there. Alright, so now at the bottom it's just asking me to choose a plane. Okay, so let me just so you can get into here. Now you see down here it says I'm editing a sketch. Okay, and this is one of the things we're going to cover repeatedly for you to recognize when you're in a sketch and when you're at the feature level. But if you're in a sketch, one thing down here at the status bar, it's going to say editing sketch. So that's the first clue that you're in a sketch. The second clue is over here. You got in blue sketch. Okay. Number 3, you got the sketch tools being activated up here in the command manager. And then lastly, the fourth clue is that you have this what's called the confirmation corner over here, which allows you to this right here says I'm in a sketch, and this one allows you, well, this will allow you to end the sketch or exit it, and this one over here will just delete everything that you did in the sketch. So pretty much as you go around this whole thing, there's clues that you're in a sketch, okay, starting from the bottom and going counterclockwise or clockwise around. So I'm just going to exit because I don't want to do this sketch, just kind of show you, and it says discard. Okay, I didn't do anything. So that is the SolidWorks screen layout. And if you're following in the book, I'm on page 113. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the mouse right now. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm on page 118 of your book. Now when you have a part up here, there are tools to change the view and so forth, but let's just talk about the mouse for a second. So the wheel of the mouse is really a very helpful thing. So if you just are hovering over the part somewhere and you roll the wheel away from yourself, okay, I'm rolling the wheel now, all right, we're making it smaller so we're zooming out, okay, and actually I can have the mouse anywhere. And then if I roll the wheel toward me, well, actually where you put this is going to matter because it's going to zoom in to the point. So this is wheeling toward me, wheeling away from me. So rolling the wheel can enlarge or make smaller the model that you're looking at. So that's one of the things with the mouse wheel. Okay. The next thing is if you hold the mouse wheel down. So push the mouse wheel, it'll click. All right, I've got it clicked down. Now if I drag the mouse anyway, it allows me a free rotate. Okay. So that's really helpful to just have all that power in just your right hand. So you've got the wheel rolling, and then you got click and drag, and you have rotation. Okay. Now some other things is sometimes you might want to go to a set view on the screen, and up here there's the view orientation. So you can click that, bring it down, and see various views. So this is the top, so I could click on that. It'll bring the model directly to the top. Okay, I can go to the front. That'll show me the front dead on. Another real common one is the isometric view. Okay, clicking on that, it shows you at an angle. And then finally, as far as view orientation and stuff, I'm going to start from the front plane. You can use the arrow keys, and these are on the keyboard. So you can use the arrow keys, and I believe that the default is a 15-degree rotation. So I'm rotating left. Each time I hit it, I get 15 degrees. Up and down buttons will rotate 15 degrees. So if you want a more precise way to go into 15-degree increments, the arrow keys would be helpful. All right, two more things and we're done with this video. One is, you're going to need help sometimes, and you've got a few sources of help. Number one, if you read your textbook, there's a lot of information in here. The other thing is that you've got peers and your faculty member to ask. But what you're going to find in class is sometimes you have to figure some things out on your own. And as you become a more practiced engineer, more and more of the onus of learning is going to be on yourself. So no matter what type of software you're talking about, you should get used to using the help screen. So as you see me moving up into the top right corner as I hover over the question mark, that's help. There's a drop down thing right next to it. I hit this little triangle. There's SolidWorks help. Tutorials. Tutorials are helpful, if you want to learn how to do something, maybe getting started. Getting started is probably where you'd want to go if you want to try some of this. All right, so tutorials are something that's really helpful. I'm just going to minimize that and go back to the drop down. What I use a lot is just the straight help. Click on that. Now it's got the online help, and one of the things to get help is a lot of times you need some kind of keyword to search on. So let's say I want to know something about sketching. So I've typed the word sketch without a V. All right, and let's see what it comes up with. So sketch. So it's got a lot. Anything that had the word sketch, it's got 107 hits. All right, that ends our chapter 1 video.